Welcome, gamers. Welcome back to Gamers Bay. It's Daniel, and today we're going to talk about one of my favorite consoles of all time, the Xbox 360. Now, as many of you are aware or not aware, the Xbox 360 marketplace is set to close forever, marking the end of an era in console gaming. Now, if there's one console that I truly found to be really amazing, it would absolutely be the Xbox 360. But like everything else in this world, nothing lasts forever. And the Xbox 360 is no exception to that rule. Now, even till this day, I still have an Xbox 360 Slim, and it actually works pretty good, although it could use a bit of a cleaning, of course. I got my first 360 as a Christmas present back in 2005 when it first launched, and I was glued to it for many years. In fact, I played Far Cry Instinct's Predator on that console almost religiously for years on end. And for whatever reason, people wanted me to host online matches with that game. I don't know why they wanted me to host, but I did. And I honestly enjoyed doing it. And that went on for many, many years. And I quit playing it, I think, in 2016 or so. So, anyways, not surprisingly, Microsoft has finally decided to start winding down this console once and for all, and not without cause. Given the console is close to 2 decades old, it would only make sense to begin phasing it out at this point. And one of the concerns of Xbox 360 fans is what will happen to all those classic games when the marketplace closes. Well, fortunately, Microsoft's Phil Spencer has stated that they're looking at ways to preserve these games, including through the Xbox One and Series X and S models, respectively. So, not all is lost. In fact, many of the classic 360 games have already been made available through Xbox Live, through the more modern consoles to begin with. We've seen more and more titles roll out onto Xbox One over the last several years. So now, as iconic as the Xbox 360 was, its launch was not without headaches. In fact, my first 360 was a total dud. It took Microsoft rep about a whole 2 seconds to inform me that the console was no good after reading off the serial number and that I needed to send it back in to have it replaced. And that was my first 360. That was my experience. It actually happened several times where they sent me a replacement console and it did not work. But they replaced them. I think it was like a total of 7 times Microsoft replaced my 360 before they finally said, okay, you don't even have a warranty anymore, so we're not going to cover this. But they did replace it 7 times, and I'll give them that. Now, what drew me to the console was that single Far Cry game. It was just that game. I had played Far Cry Evolution on the original Xbox, and I just totally fell in love with that game. I love the online multiplayer. It had a map editor. You could make your own maps in the game. And when I found out that they were going to be producing a new Far Cry game for the 360, Instinct's Predator, I was just psyched. I was like, wow, I got to have this. I really want this so bad. And now, I even found videos actually of some of those classic Far Cry multiplayer sessions that we had many, many years ago that I did with a pretty cheap capture card. But with a little bit of careful editing, I might just upload that for you guys to see here on the channel. Now, as for the 360, it appears Microsoft plans to keep it online, at least for the moment. But with the marketplace closure, we know it won't be long before Xbox Live services are taken down completely. So, don't expect it to be online for the foreseeable future. We know that they are definitely winding it down. Now, while it's sad to see the console go, it's definitely reassuring to see that Microsoft plans to find ways to preserve many of the classic console games for future generations to enjoy. So, the list that I've seen is about 220 games that aren't backwards compatible with current Xbox models. But hopefully, Phil Spencer can keep his word and keep these games from ending up in a state of extinction, because that would absolutely suck. So, anyways, yeah, I can't even tell you the last time I played my 360. It's been that long. I haven't played it in probably a year up until maybe a couple weeks ago. I fired it up once. It really needs to be clean. Yeah, people just don't play these consoles anymore. Everybody has modern consoles or they're doing PC gaming. They're on Steam like me. I'm going to be honest, I don't spend much time on Xbox Live anymore. Why? Because I game online. I game on Steam on the PC. And I didn't buy any of the current consoles. Why? Because I don't feel like spending $60 for a game and $500 for a console. And it's just better money spent buying a decent PC to game with, you know. And of course, you can access a lot of Xbox Marketplace right through your PC, right through Windows. So you don't need a console to play those games. You know, you can get Xbox Game Pass just the same. But yeah, it was an interesting console. I'll tell you what, when the 360 first came out, those were the days of rentals. I mean, movie rental stores were still in business. In fact, I remember going to a family, was it Family Video here in St. Louis? They were all over St. Louis at one point in time, and renting games for the 360, and it was cheap. It was like $5 for like 3 nights, and I would rent a game, and if I really liked it, I'd run to the store and buy it. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. I actually did like renting video games. It was one of my favorite things to do because video games are so expensive. It's like who can afford to buy every brand new $60 game to hit the market? And I'm sure I've had points in life where I had good jobs and I had extra money and I could afford to buy what I wanted. But, you know, you fast forward and, you know, let's see, over the last 2 decades, you know, the cost of living is like almost tripled and wages really haven't gone up all that much. So, I mean, you know, we're all kind of battling inflation right now, at least in America, and things are kind of tough. But, yeah, I mean it is cheaper. It is cheaper to game on Steam, to game online on the PC than it is consoles these days because the games are so expensive. But back in the day, you know, like well, more recent times we had Redbox, which they just went bankrupt and they're gone. But you know, like during the days of Blockbuster, yeah, I mean, I used to love going and just paying a few dollars. Maybe I don't want to buy a game. Maybe I want to actually play it and see if I like it, you know, and to pay $5 to do that, yeah, I thought, you know, for 3 days for family video, it was totally worth it. And I would shovel out $5 and be $10, maybe rent 2 games. And like I said, you know, if it was something I really liked, just run to the store and buy it. Now it's kind of like, YouTube, we see all the previews of these games and, you know, you go, oh, this looks so cool. I want to buy this, and you get the game, and it's not exactly what the preview showed. Like if you remember the total chaos of a rollout of Ubisoft's Far Cry 2 when that came out, we all pre-ordered it. Like I said, I'm a Far Cry fan. Me and my friends, we all pre-ordered that game, and it didn't look anything like the previews that they showed. It just didn't look anything like it, and I was totally shocked. It was not what I expected. They completely gutted the game. The multiplayer wasn't the same. What we wanted a Far Cry Instincts Predator that was like revamped, you know, with just more features, a better map editor, new stages, new skins, stuff like that. No, they completely redeveloped the game, and it was a lot slower. It wasn't so arcadey, and I didn't like it as much. But that was my whole reason for wanting the 360 was that one Far Cry game. And there was a lot of great games in the 360. There were a lot of great games, but that was my reason for wanting the console to begin with, was just that single game. So, anyways, yeah, it's kind of sad to see that they're winding it down. But like I said, you know, here I have an Xbox 360 Slim, and I rarely ever fire it up. I hardly ever play it. You know what I play more than anything is honestly my original Xbox console. I play the living crap out of that console in my PS2. I don't know why. I just those are just the consoles I play. I have tons of games for the original Xbox. In fact, I've been reviewing some. I did Gunmetal. just recently, like a week or so ago. I did a review of that. But anyways, sad to see it go, but you know, it really is time. I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly thought that they were gonna wind down the 360 completely like 5 years ago. I'm shocked that it's still online to this day. I really am shocked that they kept it up this long. I mean, when they took the original Xbox offline, they did a quick, fast, and a hurry. It was over with, and it was kind of sad because there was a few games in the original Xbox that I really did like to play that weren't on available on the 360, at least not initially. But you know, what are your thoughts about this of the Xbox 360? You know, going by the wayside. I know a lot of you probably were like me. You probably just, you know, you grew up with these consoles and they really mean something to you personally. I love my 360. I'm glad I still have one that works. I don't have as many games for it anymore. I actually sold a lot of them off. I just played them, and I kept the ones that I really, really liked, like the that Far Cry game. I did keep that. Here it is. There it is. Far Cry Instinct Predator. I absolutely love this game. I just could not let it go for anything. This was my whole reason for wanting a console, and it was expensive. You know, 360 wasn't cheap when it came out. I think it was like $500. It was something like that. But anyways, you know, what are your thoughts on Microsoft shutting down the Xbox 360 marketplace? I haven't even bought anything on there in years. I don't even know when if I would again. You know, I don't even buy many games for. I just don't play much on the Xbox platform anymore. I game pretty much just on Steam and then my old consoles. So, anyways, I'm really interested to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video, please do consider giving a thumbs up and subscribing. And I'm going to go ahead and tune out. And until next time, take care.